Check 1, 2, 3, check, check. Sorry guys, this is my first time working in the YouTube space Paris, so I don't know if my camera settings are perfect. I don't know if the audio is good. Okay, so today I'm gonna take a look at Aputure's F7 and their MX. First, we're gonna look at the F7. This is probably my favorite thing about Aputure is these cool little cases. It has like, if you're feeling like Batman, you could strap these to your belt or however you want. It's got a little handle. Now the one thing about this light is it actually feels a bit cheaper than the others. It's quite light and you feel that, I like that it's light. I feel like if I drop this, I'm only gonna be able to drop it once and this is definitely gonna break. And then we have these two diffusions and diffusion just kind of snaps in like that. So if you look right here, you have the option for D-tap power, you have a 1/4-inch screw mount, and you have a USB-C port. Sorry, my depth of field is crazy shallow. It's my first time using all this gear. Comes with a cold shoe mount. And the really cool thing about this light is it's got a connection on the bottom, it's got a connection on the top. Now on the back of it, this takes the Sony NPF series batteries, which I do not have. But thankfully on the side, you can see that it has a USB-C mount, which I do have because my cell phone has a battery pack that uses USB-C. And in fact, it's right here. All I gotta do is plug this, probably not point the light directly in my eyes. You can see this is just one of those Anker battery blocks here. Now this light is really simple. It's just got this one knob on the side and it's got the power button. So I'm gonna hit that power button. Okay, so now if I look at the back, we can see our battery level, we can see the brightness, and we can see the color temperature. So first, if I move this knob, I can bring the brightness level down all the way to 0. Bring it back up. And now if I press this knob in, it's gonna toggle to the color temperature. Now you can see, well actually let me bring that brightness back up so you can see. Now I'm gonna toggle this and we'll adjust the color temperature now. There you can see. You can see I can go up quite high. We can go up to 9500. So this one goes from 9500 all the way down to 3200. There's 256 LEDs in this bad boy and it has a glow angle of 45 degrees. This is a great on-camera LED light. Aputure's Amaran AL-F7. This is a mess. Okay, next up is the MX, and right away, just holding this thing, you can feel, it's like you can feel the quality of it. It weighs quite a bit more. If you hold these both, if you drop this, you're gonna break the light. If you drop this, you might break the earth. But I like it. It's not too heavy, but it just feels like it's high quality. Here's the MX case, very, very cool. It has a clip. And once again, if you wanna get all Batman, you can hook it to your belt. Check it out, here we go. We got an on-off button. And then you have two buttons at the very left end of the top here, and they dim. And then if you move this switch right here, I can toggle between the color temperatures. These color temperatures go from 2800 to 6500. And the only difference is you don't have a readout like the F7 has. And the other thing is internal battery here, which charges via USB-C, which once again, my phone has the same cable, so it's really cool. You're not carrying around a lot of equipment. So my friend and I took these two lights out into Paris last night. We were looking for like a nice, narrow, medieval street. We were playing around with these lights, trying to light his face, seeing how it looked. And the cool thing was I could fit everything into one backpack. In fact, when I showed up to meet my friend, he said, "Where are your lights? I thought we were testing out lights." And I said, "Everything's in my backpack." And I was shooting on one of those little Sony vlogger cams, so you can really go incognito, carry these with you. Now these are great. You can use them as, fill lights, backlights. You can use them as accent lights for your backgrounds. I tried to use them as key lights, but they seem a little harsh. You have to really bounce them or use some crazy diffusion. Speaking of diffusion, it comes with two diffusion options here, and they're magnetic. So they basically, you can just hook them right to the front there, and it's magnetic. The only thing I don't like about that is when I put them in my pocket, because this fits in your pocket obviously. When I put it in my pocket, it'll slide around, so you gotta take that off. And actually, you can fit both on there. In addition to that, this light comes with a bunch of different Velcro options here, and another diffusion that I put Velcro on here comes with these, and you have Velcro strips for the side of this, so then you can just, like this, put the diffusion on, and then you have another diffusion option. And then of course this one again comes with the cold shoe mount with the articulating head here. This one's a little bit smaller, not as nice as the F7's. Now I want to show you these lights in action. I want to show you them on my face here, but since I'm all by myself, it's a little difficult. So luckily, I have a friend here at the YouTube space. Here she is. I'm not gonna lie, it's a tad creepy being in this studio by myself with this thing. All right, let's light it up. That's a 2-light shot, so we've got a key light there, and I've got the backlight here. You can see I'm moving it around, and now if I move it over here as more of like a fill light. Now imagine if I had 3 of these lights, you know, you could get a 3-point lighting setup for, you know, probably under like $400 if you just went with the F7s. And now actually if I turn this, I'm gonna turn and face her toward the key more. Let's turn her this way. You can see this shadow is actually, this shadow is pretty harsh, and the key isn't in a really good position. Can move it like this maybe. Now I can grab this, doing a little cross lighting setup. Choo. So there you have it. That's the Aputure AL-MX and the Aputure AL-F7. Both really cool lights, very budget friendly, and they're very versatile. In fact, I use this little unit to provide fill light when I'm shooting my tutorials at home, and I'll probably get a few extra. I could use them in the background, you know, as little accent lights, maybe even as a backlight. As you can see from my setup here, if you get a couple of light stands in addition to these, you could actually light an interview. You can do your tutorials at home. You can just use them as on camera. You know, if you're a news shooter, you gotta have one of these if you're a news shooter. Okay, I hope I covered everything. I gotta get going. My time here is up. And once again, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. The next milestone I'm trying to hit is 100,000 subscribers. Once I hit 100,000, I can use this facility 8 days a month and also use the editing facilities. I don't know how many days a month, but I'll be using all of those 8 days. I really love all the gear they have here. I could do a ton of stuff in this space, much better than my tiny apartment in the suburbs of Paris. So please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your grandma to subscribe. I'm just too excited. All right, see you next time. Come on, you.